Welcome to Florida Citrus Mutual's annual meeting, held at the 2016 Florida Citrus Industries Annual Conference. This is our 11th year at the Coconut Point Hyatt in Bonita Springs, and certainly this conference has become our industry's premier event. Let's take a look back. Let's look at the 2015-16 season, which can only be described as challenging. Even in these challenging times, your trade association had a great year. I believe that is a testament to the Florida citrus growers and the fact that when we speak collectively, we are a lot stronger. Let's start with Tallahassee. The Florida citrus industry and Florida Citrus Mutual garnered a record $30 million in appropriations from the state. That's huge. I think the tremendous session shows how much elected officials understand our plight. They understand the value of our $10 billion industry and what Florida citrus means to the state. Governor Rick Scott, Commissioner Adam Putnam, Senators Denise Grimsley, Alan Hayes, Bill Galvano, as well as the House Speaker Steve Christofouli and Representative Ben Albritton, and others, many others, remain staunch allies of the citrus industry, and I cannot thank them enough for their hard work. A quick rundown of the 2016 state legislative results are: Citrus Research and the Development Foundation, $8 million in appropriation. The Citrus Inspection Trust Fund, supplemented by $2 million. The Citrus Health Response Program, $7.7 million, and the Citrus Budwood Facility, $510,000. Plus, the legislation appropriated $7.6 million to the Department of Citrus, of which $5.6 million is recurring. The state general revenue funds, coupled with USDA appropriations and grower assessments, provide for a $20 million FDOC budget and a significant reduction in grower taxes for next year. Florida Citrus Mutual was active in the budgeting process, and we're appreciative of the department staff and the commissioner's efforts. In addition to the legislative appropriations, there's a couple of state general policy measures that also were approved. A sales tax exemption for fresh fruit and vegetable packing houses on equipment that they might purchase. A measure that would prohibit counties and municipalities from collecting a special assessment on agricultural lands for fire protection services. And now citrus groves taken out of productions due to disease will retain their agriculture assessment for a period up to 5 years at a de minimis value. We have a tremendous support at the federal level as well. Through numerous visits to DC, including our annual fly-in, Florida Citrus Mutual has cultivated close relations with the majority of the Florida's congressional delegation. Once again, they appreciate us and set policy accordingly. Florida Citrus Mutual continues the initiative to tweak the IRS tax code, which will allow growers to immediately expense the cost of planting trees. Under this proposed legislation, growers would have the option to elect to expense the cost of planting, cultivating, maintaining, and develop a citrus grove for a temporary period of 10 years. We need to get 20 million trees in the ground, and this measure will be a huge incentive. We look forward to the authorizing legislation later this fiscal year. Of course, labor continued to be top of mind as part of our 2016 federal legislation. We continue to remind policymakers that we must have reliable, affordable workforce, whether that means adjusting the current H-2A program or creating something new. As part of our focus on labor, Florida Citrus Mutual partnered with the Tampa Wage and Hour Office and put on the first Harvesting Workforce symposium in order to keep growers up to speed on Department of Labor regulations. The event grew more than 100 attendees and has become a staple of Florida Citrus Mutual annual roster of events. Speaking of events, Florida Citrus Mutual staff once again was actively involved in the planning and execution of a number of events during this season, including this one, the Florida Citrus Annual Conference. In addition, our barbecue has become a hot commodity, feeding attendees at our clay shoe, crop estimate breakfast, 4 area meetings and elections, as well as fundraisers for Vern Buchanan, Tom Rooney and Dennis Ross, plus Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam. The Putnam event drew more than 750 people to Ben Hill Griffin's ranch outside of Sulphur Springs. During the season, we also remained in lockstep with the Citrus Research and Development Foundation as the industry's HLB research effort continues. Florida Citrus Mutual played a key role as the CRDF's future was put to a grower referendum. Through FCM's endorsement and subsequent Vote Yes campaigns, growers overwhelmingly supported CRDF for 6 more years. Of course, all of Florida Citrus Mutual's activities are guided by a 21-member board of directors who volunteer their time to serve the Florida citrus growers. Many times they're asked for media interviews or to take place in trips to Tallahassee or Washington, D.C. I can tell you, rarely is a media request denied. So thank you, Board of Directors. In particular, thank you to the outgoing President, Larry Black, who spent 2 years at the helm. Larry, your hard work and input are greatly appreciated and are very helpful. By the way, membership elected 3 new board members this past season. Welcome, Glenn Beck, Kevin Koppelman, and Charles Lucas. Just so you know, this board has been extremely fiscally responsible over the past decade as our citrus crop and this trade association's budget declined. Our annual audit came back clean and our financial position remains strong with adequate reserves. In closing, we had 4 former or current board members garner some prestigious awards this year, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention them. Dennis Broadway was given the John T. Leslie Award. Marty McKenna was named the Citrus Achievement Award winner, and Vic Story and Jack Norris were inducted into Florida Citrus Hall of Fame. What a dedicated group of men, and I congratulate them on these well-deserved honors. So let's put last year to bed and look forward to another busy season. You know where to find me or our very capable mutual staff. As always, please do not hesitate to contact us with your questions or concerns. I can guarantee you that on behalf of the Florida citrus grower, Florida Citrus Mutual remains focused, committed, and making a difference.